Respond community, Jacob here again. Welcome back for part 2 of Ollie. We're going to jump right in. I hope you enjoy the rest of this incredible episode.
Whatever.
Yeah, I guess I should stop joking with you then.
Oh. All right, well, this show's over. Let's move on to the final prayer. We don't even need to go to everything.
We don't need all these other pages anymore.
Zero. One. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Well,
me.
What would you say right now? And I know that you probably have some because you and I talk about this kind of stuff. But what would you say is what you're most passionate about in the fire service right now?
Right now, it's I went back to, if we didn't get there, but I went back to Rockdale from Newton County. They asked me to come back and take over their EMS captain's position and handle all their EMS training, all their initial education and stuff like that. So right now I'm really focused on our recruits right now because they're getting ready. Actually, Monday is their first day of EMT school. We spent the last 3 months getting everything ready, getting our academy ready, and they're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to teaching them. So that's where my focus is right now, and I'm kind of passionate about that. Just trying to do the best for them. And there's other things that go on that's involved. It's not just education. I'm in charge of all our licensing and things like that, but getting to know them, I've kind of brought me back into it. I was getting very monotonous on shift. I wasn't happy what I was doing because I felt like I was capable of doing more, and I felt like I was kind of stuck. So getting this position actually kind of brought it back a little bit more, which is exciting because to be honest with you, I kind of felt dead inside being at work every day and not doing. I didn't really feel like I was making a difference, even though I was going out there and doing patient care and stuff like that. But that to me is not a happy work life, and I feel good now. It's.
I'm glad you found that because I could tell. I mean, Obviously, I knew that it was going on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just like any other job. You have your days. You have your good days and your bad days, and you're like, crap, I made a bad choice. But for the most part, I would say like 95% of it's been good.
Yeah. Well, then that leads into what do you think is like something that you think is something that's like something that bothers you about the service or something that could be improved or bothers you about, overall what we don't do well or something like that.
That's a tough one. Might have to edit. There might be some blank space in this.
It's all good.
I don't know, like the bureaucracy of it, changing of the rules, things like that. Like one of my biggest pets, it's not really something that affects me now, but something that was affecting me before is changing policies and procedures before testing, things like that. Like people work really hard to get to a certain point, and then they were turning around and making changes to add more candidates. But they basically in the fire service. For example, you may have somebody that goes out and is proactive and takes all these classes and does all these things and gets ready for the promotion and has everything that you need. And then you have a group of people that slack off, didn't do what they were supposed to do, and then they cater to them to boost the numbers for promotion. We're kind of killing the go-getters. We're killing why I could be mediocre and get the same result.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing in the fire service, in my opinion. And hopefully that changes. Make people more accountable for their job. If you want to be a lieutenant, go get the classes, go do the things you're supposed to be doing. Don't wait for somebody to hand it to you.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at. We're kind of, I don't know if it's the younger, and I'm not that old. I mean, but I mean, if 40s is not that old, but it's
No.
my what am I, Gen X? No. What am I?
I think
I don't know. Gen X is I think before me, but I don't ever feel like I'm not a millennial. Well, technically I'm a millennial, but I'm not.
Yeah, yeah.
My mindset,
I think they got those years a little skewed though.
yeah, but my
I think
work
it's
ethic
85
is
and
not
up.
that way. And I don't think anything should be handed to somebody, but I think you should work for it.
Absolutely.
But the administrations, I think, have become very liberal, and we want to be fair to everybody, and sometimes it's just not fair.
Life's not fair, and
It's
it's
not.
okay.
It's not.
I mean, it's a hard lesson to teach now because everybody wants things to be fair. And I tell my kids this all the time. Well, it's not always going to be what you want it to be, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You want everything to come easy, but it takes work. Anything worthwhile is going to take work.
Bingo.
And I just think that handing somebody a position just because, they have they're the best personality in the room doesn't mean necessarily.
They got the time on, not necessarily stepping out and trying to better themselves or anything like that. They just expect that this should be something that they get.
Well, yeah. Well, years I always heard, and you're going to have mixed reviews. You're going to have some people that say experience is everything, and then you're going to have somebody that says being a bookworm is what it needs to be to get promoted. But I think it has its place. But I think the person best for the job is the one that's teachable,
Yeah, oh yeah.
because if you're set in your ways, you're not going to change anything. And I think you need to bring in new ideas and new things to the fire service, because if everyone thought the same way, you're never going to grow.
No, absolutely not.
I think a good way to describe it is being a student of your craft.
Yeah.
That should never stop.
No.
Whether you're a 25-year guy that has been there, done that, be willing to learn some of the new stuff that these new guys are coming up and learning. Be willing to let them teach you something. There's no shame in somebody that's been on for 2-3 years teaching somebody that's been on for 20+ years something. But challenge them. Challenging them to teach you something is incredible because it gives them opportunity to learn something and then teach it. And I feel like I've learned more from trying to teach in some instances because I'm trying to really dive into it so I can understand it well enough.
Well, you have to know more.
Right.
To teach it, you have to know
Yeah.
more.
Absolutely. And so I think a lot of people, some of the guys have been around a little bit, they're almost feel like they can't be, like it's almost negative for them to be taught by somebody else.
Yeah.
Well,
Especially
absolutely.
somebody younger. If they
Yeah.
see if somebody younger comes along and teaches them something like, man, I was doing this while you were still crapping
Yeah.
in your pants, kind of deal. And now they're coming along and teaching, and I've done it myself I was dumber than,
Right.
someone younger coming in trying to show me something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not the attitude I had.
Right. I think if you're a student of your craft and you're willing to learn all the time, you're going to be willing to listen. And then I think what's really cool is when the new guys, these gung-ho guys that are watching videos online, going to classes outside of the department, doing stuff like that, trying to learn, and then they bring that back. I think the biggest way to shut them down is by not paying them any mind.
Yep.
And I think it's huge for anybody that wasn't at this class or whatever to listen to what they're bringing to the table. And that doesn't mean that has to be a technique that
Yeah.
you actually use, but try it and give it a try. You might like it. And if you don't, you may be able to show them a better way of doing it. Let your experience show at that point, not for any credit or anything, but just to help better them. And I'm kind of thinking of something that's been going on with my personal career recently. Just showing that you care about the job enough to continue to learn is what these guys want to see, I think.
Yeah.
And it seems like you've got that. Like you're willing to you're wanting to teach them. You care about them having an environment where they can come and learn and then do the job well, which is really cool, I think.
I think you're going to be an awesome instructor.
Well, see, I'm not even doing all the instructing. I mean, I'm probably not going to be doing 20% of the instructing, because I got this guy, Akeem Robinson. He knows his stuff, and he's going to be the lead instructor, and they're going to be learning from him. I'm kind of like behind the scenes doing all the paperwork and handling that portion of it, but I mean, hopefully I'll be able to teach some. But
Well, just from our table talks, and just just sitting around a table and talking about things when it comes to the fire service and hazmat and all that kind of stuff. Like, I would, if I was a rookie, I would love to have a guy like you as my instructor or somebody involved with that, because like I'm not playing. Like he knows his stuff. Like he's really good at his stuff. And going back to what you said, I always like there's so many people that say like I was doing this when you were in your wetting your dad's diapers or whatever, and
That's gross. Wetting your dad's diaper?
well, I kind of mixed two together.
We're
but,
still crapping green, boy.
but then like I like there's this guy, I know this one guy, and he like it's a joke around the office, and like this, and I know a lot of firemen like that too. Like they'll tell you, I've been doing this for 30 something years, or I was doing this when you were in high school, and blah blah blah. And every time I think about that, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of this. The same thing I used to tell my kids in baseball. Like, if you have to tell somebody how long you've been doing this, that shows weakness. Mm-hmm. That shows a lack of knowledge. It shows a lack of self. Like I think that what you're doing is you're vouching for yourself, because you're trying to fill that gap that you're like, oh, well, I've been doing this long enough. I know how to do it.
I've said something similar to that. It's not exact, but I've always said that if you have to tell me you're in charge, you're not in charge.
No. Yeah, absolutely. And I to me that shows weakness. Like it shows like you're a little vulnerable. Like you don't know. You're a little worried about what if this person might be bringing something better that you are trying to avoid.
Be comfortable with being challenged by your guys. That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. But I do think there's a lot of guys that have 25, 30 years, and they take the years as their experience. How do I want to put it? Like that they know more just because they have a lot of years. But they didn't do anything in their entire career.
So
they didn't take outside training classes. They didn't try to better themselves. They got promoted based on proxy because they happened to be a warm body. They needed somebody. They got the position. That doesn't give you the education behind it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I learned that my rookie year, because I went to a station where I did not feel like I deserved to be as a rookie. I went to a station for like 10 months, and then I went to this station, busiest station in our county. And I was put on the box all the time, like pretty much every shift.
See, that would shut you down too if that's not something you want to do.
It did.
Turn you off.
But as a rookie and as the person I am, I just used it. I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm a rookie. I'm supposed to be on the box, which later on people were telling me, and my mentors were saying, you got abused. You shouldn't have been on the ambulance all the time. And I actually got moved by my chief because I was on the ambulance all the time, and I couldn't get prepared to get my driver.
Well, that's another thing, and that's something else that we do, and I'm just kind of piggybacking off of it, is we do give new people the crap assignments that nobody else wants to do, because you feel like, oh, I've got tenure, I don't have to do that. I mean, and I'm not going to say I'm just as guilty as everybody else, because like I made medic and I was an officer, and I couldn't tell you the last time I took a blood pressure on a medical call, because it was always the rookie or the new guy's job to give me a blood pressure. But then they're struggling with it, and then I'm like, crap, now I got to do the blood pressure because you're struggling on taking a blood pressure here. And I did the same thing.
But when I was at that station, even though I was getting abused, I didn't know any better. I thought that was protocol. I thought that was what was supposed to happen. And that's not what really bothered me. I know that it bothers most people. But at the time, I was just so thankful and grateful to be able to have the opportunity to be at this station, first of all, because only premier people were supposed to go to this station. And trust me, our crew was, jam up. And so, but the issue and the problem was like what you were saying, where like people get into how many years you've been on service. I remember that year, I think I ran like 1,200 something calls. I think it was like 1,200 calls or something. And I remember just being so tired, so exhausted, and just I was beat. And I remember a lieutenant got a promotion with Cherokee that year, and he was at station like 15 or something. Like they run like 100 calls a year, like the whole station, all 3 shifts. And I remember Foxy, one of my good buddies, mentor, and one of the best firefighters I've ever met in my life. Just an absolute beast of a human physically, but also mentally just very good. Like an old soul kind of person. And I remember him. He's the same one that I've said the story about didn't want to give the money to the homeless guy, and he told me it's not your blessing. It's with the Lord. If the Lord's putting it on your heart, you should do it. But I remember him coming up to me, and when this guy got promoted, he goes, look at that. This guy's got 17 years in the service, and Scotty ran more calls to him this year than he has in his 17 years. And I was like, holy crap, like, I didn't even look at it that way because, in my opinion, I had no experience. Like, I was just, but I had done more calls than this guy had ran in 17 years because he had never come south. He'd always been north, and yet he was promoted based on tenure and years, and that's what he touted, and he's a good guy. I'm not saying he was arrogant, but like, literally, like, Foxy's making a point, like, we just promote this guy that doesn't really know how to do anything.
Right. It's
to
like
start.
I said before, you're taking the years of service and trying to translate it to
And that's
experience.
where I was going with that, yeah.
Right.
And,
So,
but you really don't have a say where you go either. So you may get stuck out at a slow station because that's where they need you. So that kind of, if you go based off that mentality, then it hurts. It actually hurts that person unless you're moving them around and giving them that experience. You're setting somebody up for failure by setting them in a
And some
lower
people
or
don't.
slower station.
well, and some people don't want to request out because they look at that as being kind of like, I don't want to be blackballed or something like that, which also is another thing that is kind of crappy about the fire service is you can
Oh,
do
no, that
certain
definitely-
things in certain areas to be blackballed.
I'll be honest with you. I thought I was blackballed for a little
Oh,
while.
I know.
I told you
That
that.
doesn't that doesn't happen at the sheriff's office.
No, absolutely not.
Not at all.
No.
So kind of backing up a little bit, like you were talking about the guys at the slower station aren't running as many calls or whatever. And it's not always their fault. Like I've worked with a guy now that started out at a couple of slower stations. He's putting in transfer requests trying to get to the busier stations. It just didn't work out in
Right.
his favor. And he would be one of the first ones to tell you, hey man, I hadn't had that much experience.
But it shouldn't hurt him in promotions, though.
Right.
Because
and it didn't for him. And he actually got to go to a busier station. But he was going to classes outside the department, trying to make the best of his situation. I think that's huge. Like, you can be at a slow station, but be looking up different stuff, be training and stuff, getting in your gear, getting with you guys and training. You can make the best of that. My first assignment was a slower station that I didn't want to go to, but I had a new lieutenant, and then shortly after got a new driver. They were young guys, and they were so active. We took classes outside of work together. We trained every shift, and it was incredible. I took so much away from that, whereas we could have just been sitting in the day room chairs. I think it's a double-edged sword, too. Some people stick around at the busier stations, and they don't do anything extra.
Mm-hmm.
They go ride the chairs and run their calls, and that's it. Now, they've got the numbers to back it up, and they get the experience with it, too. But at the same time, they're not doing anything extra
There's
either.
no education.
Yep.
It's just
So-
experience, which is
not bad.
It's the main form of education, but if you're doing the same thing if you never learn anything new that you haven't encountered or anything like that, then it can hurt you.
Right.
And I know you're gonna have slow stations, fast stations. It's just inevitable. But looking at your people and looking at their personality, like we got a guy coming out. He's just finishing recruit school. Sunday's his first day. This guy was ex-Marine. He's chewing at the bit to go fight fire, doing everything. And there was the discussion that he may go to a slower station, and then the chief was like, "Nope, we're not doing that because he's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
We need to send him somewhere with an officer that likes to work out all day or train all day, something because that's what he wants to do."
That's exactly what you should do.
And but then, somebody coming up to their end of their career that's like wanting to slow down, let them go out to the low-lying stations and let them ride out their career. But don't send somebody that's like a new guy. Don't send them to a slow
You need to
station.
be
Yeah.
enabling him.
Don't just plug bodies into spots. Don't
Yeah.
just plug people into positions because you can. That would be the easiest. There's an opening, new guy goes in the
But
opening.
but
That's not the best thing.
But the thing is, from a county commissioner or a city manager's
They don't-
point of view, it's a number. You're a number.
Right.
Yeah, they don't
Not,
care.
and I don't think they mean it to be that way, but it's what it is.
Well, they don't know.
You have
Well,
20
they don't know.
open
They don't know
spots.
what it's like. They don't know the difference. There's a firefighter going to a station. one station or the other to them. They don't know the difference.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to have people that do know the difference that are willing to stick their neck out there and be like, nope, this ain't happening. It sounds like what happened.
Yeah. And then sometimes you get the other where you get some people together. Like we had this was years ago. There was a group of guys together on the squad, and they just thought didn't stink at all. Hey, I'm doing
Crap,
good. I didn't,
crap.
I
You're
didn't
doing
even,
a great
I
job.
didn't even
buddy.
curse.
You're doing a great
I'm
job.
doing really good. They thought their stuff didn't stink, and they just thought but then they decided that they were only going to train with each other. They weren't going to do rope training with
Yes.
anybody else. They weren't going to do cut up cars with anybody else. Like it was them and them only, because I think what their thought process is if we show somebody else how to do this, then they're capable of doing it, and then they're
They
going to move
take
me
their-
out
yeah.
and they're going to move them in. So they stopped sharing, and that's the death of the fire department too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it is.
Absolutely.
So, and trust me and this guy, the officer there, we got into it a few times about it, because I mean, there was rope techs everywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody could do it because everyone kind of forgot how to do it because nobody trained on it because they were never invited to come
Training.
rappel off the tower, and that's the death of the fire service right there.
Mm-hmm.
The only instance where I know everybody comes together is like dive team training or swift water training. Everything else gets thrown away. Like, what?
I mean, I get their feeling, because when I was at the truck at Cherokee, we trained people all the time. We didn't do that. We weren't that arrogant, but every time we did, and I trained somebody that was really good at, and I was like, oh crap, they could potentially take my job one day, and I won't be able to be on a truck anymore. I mean, that thought would come to my mind,
Well,
but
see,
then it shouldn't take away from
But if you care about your position, what's that going to make you do?
it.
Keep working.
It's gonna make you start
That's healthy.
training harder.
That's so healthy.
I also chose
is.
a discipline that I knew nobody liked.
well,
Hazmat.
you
Everyone,
did.
I became the hazmat captain
Yeah, you're
because
right.
nobody liked it.
Yeah.
And originally I kind of got thrown into it, but I ended up embracing it and I really liked it. And then nobody else wanted to do it, so
Yeah.
hell, I was the guy.
That is a good angle.
You say I'm good at it. Most
It's
of
a
the
good
time I make
angle. I give
most
you
of the
props
stuff
for
I
that.
make up as I go. Like the thumb method, yeah,
Make sure you don't put that finger up.
yeah.
He cut his finger off.
Oh,
Show him, man.
Oh,
Show him.
it's kind of gnarly.
Yeah,
How'd you do that?
high 4.5.
Actually, it was 8 years ago. It was 2017, so that's what 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Christmas of 17, I was making the guys the flags, like the thin red line flags, and I was cutting. I couldn't find any 1x2, so I was cutting them down from 2x4s, and it jammed up in the table saw and cut my finger off. Oof. I'll show you pictures later.
Nice.
It's gnarly.
Yeah, it's an icebreaker.
They couldn't really.
I usually go, you want to see a magic trick? And then I can't put it back on, though.
Yep.
Then I mess with the kids. I always go like that, and they touch me.
Oh, man.
can we put the pictures up on the show
You want to see them?
after
Yeah.
when I
I got to get
edit-
them off my phone.
No, I'm saying when I edit later.
Yes, sir.
Can you send them to me?
You can have whatever you want.
throw them up.
You can get
I
us
mean-
canceled.
You might want to put. It's kind of graphic. I'll show it to you first, but it's you may want to put a little warning on there.
Warning.
Yeah.
There it is. You've
Well, I
been warned.
did that year. Me being me, after I cut it off, I did it at the station, so I was on shift, and it was like 6 o'clock at night, and I walked back into the station, and my driver and my firefighter are in there, and I was like, "Hey, call the ambulance back to the station. I just cut my finger off, just like that, calm." And they're like, "No way!" And my driver was spastic. He goes, "Dispatch, I need the ambulance here." They're like, "What for?" He's like, "Amputation, amputation."
Oh god.
And then so I was like,
Everybody
I'm
hears that, I'm
and I'm
sure.
dripping blood. I'm like, I'm gonna go out here. And they came out, and I was like, they're like, "Ollie, what do we do?" And they're EMTs, and they're like, "What do we do?" I'm like,
Step one,
"Go-
freak out.
Yeah, go
Check.
I was like, "Go get me some sterile water, some
Yes,
clean
clean it up, man.
gauze, something." All right, and I wrapped it up myself, and then my firefighter, he's like, maybe it's still out there. So he went and grabbed the flashlight and he found the piece of finger and put it
Nice.
on ice for me and all that stuff. And then I kept it. I kept it for like a week or two. Like then the holidays came, we had a Christmas party, and I told everybody in my family that if you find the piece of my finger in the mashed potatoes, you win a prize.
That's awesome.
Nobody ate the mashed potatoes.
Oh man,
Oh man.
So I always say that a part of me, there's a part of me in the Newton County
There you
landfill
go.
right now. I threw it away.
I
But
should have frozen and just kept it in the
I
freezer.
should have. There was a little bone. I should have kept it and made a little necklace out of it.
Oh, dude. What's that?
that's awesome.
It would have made a good story. But
All right, well, we got our last little bit. It's always optional, but it's we call it for the people. It's you can tell us about a call that sticks out in your mind, whether it's good, bad, funny, whatever. Doesn't matter. We don't want you to relive the worst thing you've ever seen, but also that's why we say, you know, just something that's funny. It could be like a poop call, or it could be.
I did tell you guys one earlier with the lady with the cat boxes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a kind of a funny, gross one. Where
Cat turd soccer?
yeah, it was bad. We I don't even want to say what establishment she worked at because it was a food. It was a it was a food place. She had the shirt on. I won't say which restaurant, but we walked into the house. She had like 7 cat boxes lined up on the wall.
Oh God.
And when we came in, she walked in barefoot and there was cat poop on the floor.
Oh
and
my
she's like, "Oh, excuse this," and she was kicking it with her feet.
Oh my God.
Or with her bare feet. Like, it was gross. And let's say I didn't eat at that establishment for years. Years. It was
I
disgusting.
don't blame you.
That reminds me of a call. We had this guy, and he was a drunk, and he would get really drunk and nasty, and then he would call us. He's not hurt or anything, and we take him to the hospital. One of those abusers, you know, people that take advantage of the system. And I remember the first call I ever ran there. Me and Adamak, one of my mentors. I walked in, and I was like, dude, it smelled terrible. And I was walking around. I was like, dude, Adamak. I was like, does he not pick up his dog poop? You know, it was like freaking there's poop all over the floor. I was like, does he not pick up his dog and cat poop?
Was
and
it
Adamak
his?
looked at me and he goes, that ain't from his dog.
Oh, brother.
I said, oh my gosh.
But see, you know me. I'm a damn germaphobe. Like,
Oh.
I'm like, if I touch something, I'm like, oh, that's gross. So I do like things with gloves on all the time. Like,
It's crazy.
so, but if you
germaphobe
put me in a
people.
hazmat suit, I'll go wading through whatever, because I know it's not touching me, and I'm okay. But another one, we had to go to this guy's house. He was on the floor. He was a heavy set guy, but he was a hoarder, and I got pictures. I'll give you those pictures too if you want them. So he was in the hallway and there's trash everywhere, and he was laying on a memory foam. Like there was a memory foam pillow there, and I kneeled down to like lift him up to get underneath his arms, and I kneeled down on the pillow, and when I got up, let's just say the memory foam didn't have any memory. It just stayed. It was so saturated with fragrance that it just stayed there. And we got him out and everything. That there was 4 of us in there, and
Did your knee get wet?
no, I had a suit on, so like it was on the outside. It didn't. And that was the day I got promoted. When I got back to the station, was the day I got promoted to captain.
And you're like, oh.
And I'm like, I need to go shower, and I don't know. It was nasty.
See, people.
But what I did was we went back into the house to look for something, and the door, he was laying in the hallway, and the hallway door was the bathroom, and the door was closed, and I happened to open up the door, and then there was just a pile of toilet paper.
Ugh.
No running water, just in the house. It was
It's so funny when we talk about our stories like that, because people literally look at our profession as it's just glamorous, and that's why I hate shows like Chicago Fire and stuff, because I'm like,
Oh,
that's the
no,
biggest
it's-
lie in the world.
oh no, it
The
is.
biggest lie in the world. I mean, after you get past the point that
But-
there's no, fire doesn't create smoke in Hollywood. You can see everything. People are alive in backdrafts
sitting
and
around-
flashovers.
But sitting around for 6 hours, and then the tones drop, and you go out to a lift assist is not really going to bring in the ratings.
no,
No,
I mean,
no.
you're right.
I don't know.
I
Some
mean-
of them might. I mean,
we're on episode 12 of Chicago Fire, and we ran one CO alarm at 3:00 in the morning.
So we ran this guy once. Big old dude.
You'd probably attract more like first responders though. If
You would think
if
so,
they
like,
put
all the
real,
sleeping.
like real life calls in there.
Yeah. We ran this guy, man. He probably weighed about 500 pounds. And it was the son of these parents. He lived at their house. And he lived in their master bedroom. And they lived in a guest bedroom. His parents did. So he lived in his master bedroom, but yet he never left the bedroom.
Oh,
He just stayed in his bed. He was, I would say, every bit of 500 pounds. He just stayed in his bed. In fact, all his trash was in the garden tub and in his bathroom where he would, and they would go in there and get it for him, clean it up, and then take it back out. They did everything for him. And I'll never forget this. We walked up there, and it was nasty. It smelled. But yet, next to his bed, I'm not playing with you, there was a mound of, like, wafers, like, piled up like this, about that high, all right there. And I looked at the guy, we were talking, and I said, "Man, do you like wafers?" I was like, "You got a pile of wafers next to your bed. Are you like wafers?" And he goes, "No, I just really like Kit Kats, but I just suck the chocolate off and then put the wafer,
dude.
and then I just leave the wafer on the."
Dog.
He would buy Kit Kats, mini Kit Kat, fun size Kit Kats, suck all the chocolate off of them, and then put it
Buy a
next to
damn
his
Hershey
bed.
bar, man.
And I'm not playing, this big, probably this wide, like a pile of wafers.
see, I don't think like I tell my brother's story because my brothers aren't in like public safety at all, and they don't. I'm like, you don't realize how people live.
Oh,
Like
crazy.
you see what your friend's house, and usually houses are pretty clean, but we go into some nasty places.
I got
The
one
more
more,
we
man.
talk about, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
The more we talk about, the more I keep thinking of this guy, and I can remember his name, and I know his wife's name. I remember his address. I won't share all those things, but
No,
we dreaded going over
Yeah,
there.
because of HIPAA.
Yeah. But we'd always go for a lift assist. They transport him occasionally, but my lieutenant would wear his air pack into this house just because it smelled so bad. And we would go over there, and he always had these whitey tighties on that he never changed. They were brownie tighties by the time he was done with them. No, dude, he would just mess his pants. And it would fall out, and there was a trail of crap from the bathroom to the bedroom where he would just, like there's times we'd find turds between his toes and stuff. I'm telling you. And his wife slept with him in the bed. Like, there was time, I remember one of the first times I ran him, he had obviously messed in his pants. And they were still pretty white at the time, whitey tighties.
With a
You
streak.
know, like, ma'am, he had an accident. Would you like for us to help you change him before we put him in bed? She's like, no, I'll get him tomorrow. Well, later on, I found out she was slept with him with a raincoat on because he was that nasty. But she stayed in the bed with him and slept with him with a raincoat on.
Hey man, that's love.
Jeez.
Commitment.
That is definitely a commitment.
I mean,
Because
you
I
can
would
tell.
have. I'm just saying, I love Christy and I love you, honey, but no.
You
No,
can
no
tell
way.
those houses, though, when you get out of the truck
You
and
just
start
know.
walking up, you can already smell them, like,
Well,
in the
you're-
front yard.
And they teach you or they want you. You don't judge or you don't prejudge.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to judge a book by its cover and all that stuff. But
Come on.
you look at the house and you can tell.
You know.
And you're really shocked because even with those, like you can look at a house and it looks all together, and then they're being abused on the inside.
Yeah.
But the house looks immaculate on the outside. So there's all. It's not just dirty houses.
You never know what you're getting into.
No.
But we ran this man. We ran this girl one time. She's a big girl, and I can't remember what the call came out or something. We walked down there, and dude, I'm not kidding with you. It was in the basement. She was sitting on the couch, and she had a mixing bowl next to her on the couch, sitting there. And when we walked down the steps, I looked around, and there was bloody tampons on the floor.
Oh.
Okay, dried up. So
Don't you want
basically,
to be a
what would
fire?
happen?
Want to be a fireman now?
So basically, what would happen is she would not want to get up from the couch.
Oh my god.
She was so lazy that she would just take the tampon out and throw it on the floor, and keep doing that. You know what the mixing bowl's for? That's where she would take her crap at.
Oh.
So she would take a crap in the mixing bowl, and then put the mixing bowl down next to her, and then when she felt like it needed to be refilled, or her parents would come down there,
Uh-uh.
pick all her tampons up,
Oh my goodness.
and empty the mixing bowl out.
And that's why you don't eat at a potluck dinner.
Bingo. See, it all ties back.
Right there.
Yep, that's why Ollie would never eat anything brought to the station.
That's how we got to talk
potluck.
about this earlier.
No potluck.
Yeah, so and they would, but her parents would go and clean the mixing bowl, take it back down to her, and just allow this to happen.
But the sad, this,
sad.
but the reality, the sad part is when, they die.
What's she gonna do?
What is she gonna do? She
Yeah.
doesn't have anybody taking care of her or anything like that. Even though, she should be taking care of herself. She's a grown ass person. Sorry,
But she probably didn't even know how. I mean,
I did it. You're gonna have to put a little one on the counter.
But you're not wrong.
yeah, it's sad, man. And I don't think people even halfway realize that that's stuff we run.
And the thing is, like, people who don't know people in public safety, even nurses are the same way. They joke around the same way. That's just not. We got some dark sense of humor.
Yeah, we have to sometimes.
But we use the humor to get over the grief of
Yeah.
what we just saw.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's almost like you take away some of the reality of it by making a joke out of it.
well,
That's
yeah,
what it seems like.
But someone looking on the outside looking in,
They just think we're
they
heartless.
would think we were
Yeah.
awful
not
people.
caring, and
Yep.
But
they also wouldn't last a day in our profession.
it's not for
Police,
it's not
fire,
for
whatever.
everybody. It's not for everybody.
No.
I mean, I've seen some horrific stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, people burned up, stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
But it's, I mean, and then you joke about it, like it's not a joke. Like we're laughing at them. It's us. It's really a trauma response for us. We're suppressing our feelings because we're supposed to be manly men and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
and that's what we do to not have to talk to a counselor or whatever. That's just our way of doing it.
Yeah.
But on people on the outside looking in think we're heartless.
Yeah.
But
It's like somebody said, "Oh, we had a good fire the other day." Firefighters say it all the time. Man, we had a good fire the other day, and the first thing somebody outside the fire service will say is like, "Somebody's house burning down is that's good for y'all." And I always say this. I'm like, look, it's not good for somebody's house to burn down. But you got to understand something. The only true training that we ever really have, or the only true experience that we can get to do our jobs the best of our ability, is on an actual house fire that we trained for. Because a concrete building ain't going to do it.
Yep.
well, like for example, like our humor, there was a guy on like Dry Bar Comedy or whatever, and he was a first responder, and he was talking about, he's like, this is how we joke. And they ran a car wreck, and the guy was decapitated in the car. And the humor is to get over the trauma was the cop got his driver's license and covered the guy's head up and goes, does this look like him? And like, I know it's to people on the
It's
outside, it
sickening, but-
sounds horrible. It really does. But that's just, we're just pushing it down, and then
Yeah.
eventually it all comes back
Yeah,
out.
it will come
eventually.
back out.
What you said about the fire, though, just now, like, it's the same. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's the same for police. Like, we can do all the trainings, night fire, whatever you want to call it, like, or, felony traffic stops, like,
Yeah.
scenarios. But, like, that's what we're training for, but we're not going to actually know what that's like or feel that adrenaline rush
That's
or
what I
whatever
was about to say.
Well,
until it actually happens.
I mean,
Like,
you could practice it.
capture the adrenaline
Right.
rush.
You could
or
practice a traffic stop, all right, but until you roll up on a car with tinted windows and you don't know what's behind it at 12
Yeah.
o'clock at night, you
Right.
don't know what that feeling's like until
Exactly.
you experience it.
Plus, like you said, the adrenaline. When you're in training, you know what's gonna, what possibly could happen. There's no, like danger for the most part or anything like that. But like on that traffic, your whole mentality, your thinking, your adrenaline, your heart racing, like all that's different. It's totally different.
One of my mentors would always say, and he's talking about the fire service stuff, and you're training, obviously talking about we're preparing for fires. He would always say it's always different when the bullets are live, which I thought was a good way of putting it. But it's
Yeah.
crazy, thinking about these guys are dealing with actual
Bullets.
live bullets, and it's incredible. It's hard to tell what you're gonna do in that situation until you're in that situation.
and I still, I mean, you train hundreds and hundreds of hours a year. I mean, just in the fire service, for ISO and stuff, we have to do 192 hours of company training and from various things. But when it actually happens, like we were practicing our training on school shooters. You can train all day long and do the right thing and get the motions right. But when it really happens, you don't know how you're going to react until that actually happens.
Yep.
And it's, I hate when they blame people because you don't know what it's like
No.
until you do it.
No.
And you can train 1,000 hours and it's still going to react a certain way. So, and we're very bad about in the fire service. We eat our young. You know, if somebody screws up, we let them know that they screwed up.
Yeah. Which doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It can be a good thing. But a lot of times we leave it there. We eat them up and then we leave them.
Right, but
Instead
you
of
don't
building them
correct
back
the
up.
action. Like a lot of
Right.
people
Oh,
will tell them, like, oh, you screwed up, but we don't show them he's old and he's got he's probably got an enlarged prostate.
he made it out pretty well. I mean, he's
know.
lasted a long time.
I know, he didn't even say his back hurt when he got up. But
Just
it's
leave it on the floor. Clinton cleared it up later.
Oh, dear
oh
goodness.
God. We'll just call the fire
People are
department.
wild, you know it. It's like I've seen these things firsthand, and then y'all still tell the stories, and I'm like, oh, God. It just still amazes me though
Yeah, it's
how people live.
No, it's bad out there. And the thing is it's not even by their own fault too. Some of them have mental illness and stuff that
Yeah.
you're going out to, and you don't even realize they have a mental illness, like hoarding. I mean,
What was that? I can't remember if it was like TLC.
yeah, hoarders.
Well, there was Hoarders, but there was the other one.
Oh, My Strange Addiction.
Addiction.
Yeah,
I felt like that was the same way. Like
no, yeah. There's the people like there's
whatever they got caught up in growing up, and that just
yeah. Well, like
They
and then,
never-
like there's a
they
trauma
never
that
dealt
was
with it.
soothing to them as a child,
Right.
and then they went
Right.
into their adulthood.
Right.
Like the
And
one
it's
that
like,
sticks out with me
it's
is the
too
lady
late.
who ate the chalk. She would
yeah,
pour
yeah.
chalk in her hand and she would
Yeah.
eat it all day.
I remember one that it was a lady who she ate like couch cushions, like
Oh
cushions,
yeah, I saw that.
like
one, yeah.
seat cushions. Just like,
The
So
foam.
I wonder if
she
it
would
didn't
eat
clog
the
her
foam.
up and kill her.
Yeah.
no, I mean I think she had to
Must have
have.
chewed it up pretty good.
I want to say she had to have like surgeries or something,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
but
I
like
mean,
she wouldn't stop.
He's back. Shh, shh, shh.
Oh man, I was hurting so bad.
Scotty always said, first responder is like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna
You
get.
don't. I had to release that pee.
which is pretty exciting a lot of the times.
Releasing pee.
No, well,
What did you say?
not knowing what the day's going to hold is where I was going with this.
what did you say?
He was talking about your pee,
Yeah.
and he went back into the last conversation we were having.
So it said, life's like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. And I said, well, that's actually pretty exciting with our careers, you know. But the comment just before I said that had been made about pee.
So
I got you.
That might be exciting too for you. Heck, I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I was sitting here and I was like, I can make this, I can make this, I can make this. And then I was like, oh crap, I gotta get a health tip. There's no way I'm making this. I gotta go.
I was able to sneak out earlier. Nobody noticed because these two were just
Yeah.
chirping away.
Hey man, you get me and Ollie together, man.
Yeah.
We can take care of 24 real quick.
Nice.
it's a long.
Not as
24,
not as good as
long.
our friend Kaz, but
Oh. I used to.
I love.
When I was
Kaz
an
to
officer,
death.
I was an officer at 3, and he was an officer at Kaz was an officer at 1, and he would call me. He would call me, and I would tell him, "You got 60 seconds to say what you got to say," and I'm hanging up because he would go on and on and on.
Man, I love Kaz.
No,
to
I love
death.
him to death, but he's definitely long-winded. He's funny as hell.
He's a great guy, and I mean that's a
I've
like.
saved Willie a bunch of times because
Oh.
Willie gets going. He don't want to listen to your stories. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh man, Kaz is awesome. Oh. All right. Well, they heard our poop stories.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's more where that came from.
Oh, there's so many more stories I could have told. I
Yeah.
mean, it's-
So if you don't want to end up like that one guy who had the pile of wafers, Kit Kats, in his bed. Let's listen to this health tip from Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty B.
Nice segue into that.
Hit
him
us with that
tip.
health tip, boy.
I love that intro that they came up with.
Scotty B.
But
Hit us with that health
yeah,
tip,
definitely. If
boy.
you don't want to get in a bad state of being overweight, don't suck the chocolate off of Kit Kats. If you do, at least do dark chocolate. At least has antioxidants in it, you know. Well,
There's a health tip. We're done.
yeah. So I was trying to think of some health tips when we were talking about it, and then we were talking earlier. Like I was gonna get into it.
Hit us with that health.
My wife and I, she's a personal trainer, and so it's hard coming up with
Hit us with that health tip, boy.
like some people will pay just to have you write up a program for them, which I enjoy writing up programs for people. But if you get into where you're like my wife, where she's training people over and over and over and over and over again, it gets really hard to come up with a certain kind of program that you haven't already done, because she likes doing new moves and stuff like that. And I was telling the guys earlier about having to use AI, Chat GPT, whatever you use, for like to help me with my my Bible studies and stuff. And it allows me to have more in depth where I can research more stuff that I wouldn't think about. It brings up, and then you can, label it to only certain people that you want, or certain sources that you would like. So I started talking to my wife about the same thing. I was like, man, you should use this for like working out. I mean, it's incredible. And then you can even so if you're struggling and you don't have the money, here's a health tip, because a lot of people don't have the money to go get personal trainers. I mean, my wife is super cheap. Most personal trainers are $40 and plus per 30 to 45 minutes. And people don't have that. So if you really want to get in the gym, if you know me, you can call me. I'll write you a plan up. I mean, I don't mind, because I like doing it. But if you're having a problem getting in the gym because you don't know what to do, most people say they don't like getting in the gym because they feel awkward, okay? Or they don't know how to use the machines, or they don't have a plan. So they'll sit there and they'll make, those kind of, they're not really excuses, but they are excuses. And so what they do is they'll, I'm sorry. What?
There's a video I showed them earlier. That sounds. I'm so sorry.
That's so rude. Go ahead.
I can't show you now. My phone's being.
Oh,
I'll show you when we get done. It's hilarious.
okay. But there'll be people who don't know how to use machines, that don't know how to do this and all. But one of the biggest ones is they don't know what to do. And so when you don't know what to do, that's very intimidating, especially if you're out of shape, you've never been in the gym. So basically, Chat GPT, if you want to know like a program to do, like say if you want to lose weight, all you have to do is you can put it in. Well,
We're gonna have to put the video up on the screen if we can. If I can figure out.
what is it about?
It's not even as funny as what we're making it out to be.
You said
Yeah,
sure.
because what you're doing, you're setting it up, and it's like we're
Every
gonna
time I
watch.
move my mic closer, he starts laughing again. My bad, y'all. This is entirely my fault.
What I mean,
Old boy's just getting after it. He's got some heavy weight on, and then somebody. When you said that, people were intimidated because they don't know how to use the machines. Old boy shows up in the back trying to work out, and it's just absolutely hilarious. Old boy, the dude benching has got pretty significant weight on the bar, and then this dude next to him starts working out, and it distracts him so bad that he's got like the bar like up on his throat and everything. Somebody has to come get the weight off of him because of what's happening next to him, and it's funny. It's worth a watch.
I've seen that happen plenty of times.
So
Sorry.
a lot of
Go
it's
ahead,
just
Scotty.
because I knew I shouldn't be laughing right now.
we got
Made it so much
we
more
got the
funny.
giddy giggles out.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good, because like the thing is intimidation, and most people don't go to the gym because of intimidation, and they're scared because they don't know what to do. I would say start with Chat GPT and try to. I don't know if we're gonna get it in. We definitely probably have to put the video up.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it's not even that funny. Like, y'all are laughing that hard.
No, it's kind of funny.
I mean, it's definitely funny. But anyway, what I was getting into is that basically, just, at this point, you're like, what the heck?
What is the health tip? God, come on.
Yeah, it's basically just if you have a problem and you want to come up with a program, I would recommend using ChatGPT or any kind of AI platform, and then that way you can, you just say if you want to lose weight, you can put weight loss, and it'll literally give you a whole program on weight loss. Now you still need to talk to somebody at the gym or somebody you know to so that you get right form and you can learn how to do the machines and all that kind of stuff, because that's very important. But at least you'll have a program and you'll have something you can set yourself up to where you know what you're going in there to do. Because even myself, sometimes I don't have a program and I'll go in there and I'm like, all right, what am I going to do today? And you really don't want to do that, especially if like you're not a proficient or go there a lot, because then you won't know what to do. And then you lose interest and then you don't go back. So I would say go on some kind of AI website or platform, and it'll give you a whole thing. Then once you get a program, say you want to build muscle, say you want to build cardio, say you want to do weight loss, it'll give you a plan for all of that. Plus you can then go down to the bottom after you put that in, and you can put only plans from like people you trust or people who like scientists or people that would have good insight on what this, and they would only draw from their sources and stuff like that. So it's a good way to start. But like I said, don't start simple and then grow from there, but try to find somebody in the gym. I wish I could tell you, like, I hate saying this, but I wish I could tell you that
This body doesn't hit the gym. I'm just saying.
well, I wish I could tell you that, like, look for somebody who, like, knows it, looks like they know what they're doing, been kind of muscular, in shape, whether you're female or male, and ask them. But unfortunately, I hate saying this, but most of the people who are like that, they're going to get annoyed with you interrupting them. And then that just makes it awkward, too, because you never know how. Most of those people, I hate saying, are vain. And so they're not going to want to help you. I love helping people in the gym. I'd rather lose out on my workout and help somebody improve so I don't see them hurt themselves. And in fact, I've stopped sometimes and gone up to people and like, look, you might want to try this because you're going to hurt yourself if you do that. So, but the good thing is go in there with a plan that you can get on any AI platform, and then try to find somebody that can help you use the machines and stuff like that with your form and stuff is very important.
I've heard the same thing with, like you're saying, don't just try to go in there without having a plan.
You need to have
some
a
sort of
plan.
I've heard the same thing about like, any type of diet or like fasting.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
you don't want to just like decide today, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and do I'm gonna go ahead and do this diet or this fast like today. Like plan ahead and have it laid out.
Yeah.
And have it planned out. Like specifically like what you're gonna eat or when you're gonna eat, what you're gonna eat and when you're gonna eat it, basically.
You have to.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
I mean, most diets fail anyway because most people do strenuous diets and they don't like kind of wean themselves into something, so they just try this hardcore diet, and then they stop it after a month or two because they're like, oh, this sucks. Like if you're going into a certain diet, you need to prepare for that diet. So you need to actually like slowly go do something, or don't just like cold turkey do anything, because if you do that, you're going to quit. Most people who do the gym, if they don't have a plan, they go in the gym, and most people quit the gym between anywhere from like, I think statistics show, but from like 5 to 7 months.
Yeah.
They quit going to the gym because at first you're like, oh yeah, I feel good, I feel healthy. And I call it the old Navy SEAL, mentality, where you see the Navy SEALs and you're like, oh, I think I could do that, And it's like, no, you can't. Like there's only like 5% of people in the world that could do that, or have done that. And I'm not saying you can't. What I'm saying is that mentality isn't just something that happens. Yeah. Like you have to prepare for that. And so like, when I see people running miles, or sprinting, I'm like, oh, that looks fun, or that looks cool. Yeah, right. Like I go out there and I run from my car to my house and I'm like winded and I'm like, no, there's no way I'm doing that.
It's because you skip leg day.
I didn't skip leg day. And so, but in diets, definitely way more.
Yeah.
Like, and I tell people, and this might sound, I don't know if this sounds bad or not, but most people, when I go to the gym and I'm looking around the room, like, I know most people nowadays are thinking it's the whole creeper thing. I mean, that's the thing that's going on. But honestly, I'm looking for motivation. I'm looking for people to motivate me. And so, yeah, the guy, the big jack guy who's like lifting weights, yeah, that's motivating to me a little bit because, you know, obviously, even if he's on steroids, he still has to go to the gym and be very, but like I said, the attitude around most of those guys, I don't like. It's very vain. It's very like arrogant. And I don't like that. So that doesn't really motivate me. Women, fit women, they do motivate me because that woman at some point decided to take it on herself to get into the gym to go get, like, that's why Megan is one of the most, if not the most motivating person in my life, because not only does she do all the stuff she does, then she also finds time to motivate herself to get into the gym so that she keeps like her health up and everything. And that to me is very motivating. But the most motivated person to me in the whole gym by far, and when I see this person in the gym, and I want them to know this, the most motivating person to me in the gym is an overweight female. A female that doesn't know what she's doing hardly. She's overweight, and she's in the gym doing the best she can. Because that person right there, that makes me work harder than any person in the gym. It gives me more motivation than anything in the gym because women already are self-conscious. They're even more self-conscious going to the gym. I mean, the fact that they talk themselves to get to go to the gym initially. Now, women, once they start seeing results, they enjoy it. They love going to the gym. But initially, the person is overweight, self-conscious, and then she's self-conscious because she's going to a gym where other people are working out. And then she has to figure out what she's going to do. She doesn't know what she's going to do. She has to ask somebody, she's got to be bold to ask somebody to do that. Then she's got to learn how to correct form. And that person at the beginning might need to go to spend the money to go, you know, learn some of that stuff. But when I see that person in there just getting it and just like working her butt off, I mean, that to me, I think is the most influential, most motivational fitness thing I've ever seen in my life. Because I came to the gym and sometimes debates like, oh, I'm tired today, I don't really want to go to the gym. Has nothing to do with like what people think about me or like how I look or like I don't feel happy about myself. It has nothing to do with that. These people are fighting that urge and fighting that sensation emotion to get into the gym. And then they have to think about like, oh, there's going to be the vain guy who's going to probably talk crap about her or say something stupid in his mind, and she's thinking about that. Or, oh, look, you have all these things floating around. But I'm here to tell you that when I go to the gym, if I see a person that an elderly woman or a overweight female in the gym just doing their best they can and just like working hard, oh my gosh, to me that you can't beat that. It's the most motivational thing ever because just the fact she got in the gym, to me, shows that that's some freaking, I mean, that's some gumshoe. You know, that's, she's got
There's some
it.
drive. Yeah.
Yes, and keep it up.
Yeah.
Because if she keeps it up and she listens and does what she's supposed to do, don't rush into a diet, slowly go into a diet. Like what I tell people is if you're cooking for yourself, cook for 2 or cook for 3. If you're cooking for you and your husband, cook for 4. And that way, every day you'll have that lunch that you'll have. Like say you're cooking grilled chicken and broccoli and whatever. Well, you know, some people who are really into it, Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, they're spending hours boiling chicken, cooking chicken, so it doesn't taste good. You know, you're boiling chicken for 5 days. On the 5th day, that chicken tastes like crap. I mean, it's terrible. Mm-hmm. It's dry. You can barely get it down your gullet, and you're like, I mean, it's terrible. In fact, I hate chicken because I did that. Like, I hate grilled chicken. I hate chicken, period. But if you cook for like an extra, and you eat that the next day, it's still fresh. Like, it's still pretty good. And you don't have to put all that bad barbecue sauce that you're trying to avoid on it to get it down your stomach. You know, so just do that. Try something simple like that. And then work your way up. And then if you want to do for 5 days, some people like that. I cannot eat something that's 5 days old when it's like chicken because it's dry. Mm-hmm. So that's what I said. Don't rush into it. But man, I know we got kind of off topic because I was talking about just preparing, but but I'm telling you right now, all you women out there who think you're overweight or are overweight or whatever, and you're going to the gym, oh my gosh, if the thoughts of what you think that vain dude who's bench pressing 500 pounds, or the woman who is in there in her sports bra and like is fit to the T, hey, like I don't care. You shouldn't care what they think, because you literally are the most motivated person that I've ever seen in the gym. And keep it up, because you will see results. Just keep this mentality that you have going, because not only is that improving your health, it's improving mine too, because you are the reason that gives me that extra oomph to do that extra set or to do the extra rep for whatever I'm doing at the time, or to even get me into the gym. You are my motivation. I mean, ask Megan. That literally to me is is one of my biggest motivations, because if she has the guts and the drive to do that, who am I to say I don't? I mean, I love it. So.
It's good.
That's a health tip.
It usually turns into like 76 health tips, but
The first health tip, if y'all forgot.
Yeah, the first.
If you're gonna suck the chocolate off of a Kit Kat, at least make sure it's dark chocolate.
Yeah, see, there was a health tip in there.
Yeah, for a second there, you channeled your inner Kaz.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I do talk a lot, but there is a sign in my brain at some point that says, "All right, cut it off."
So some people don't have that. So
Yes, some people don't. So,
the sign will come on. It just takes a while.
It's not,
well, it
it's
might
not
come
a
on. I just
bright
can't
bulb.
read it.
The bulb's not that bright.
Yeah, it gets brighter as it goes on.
All right. So we're gonna move into time of prayer requests. Scotty's got to get his scroll out.
Yeah.
But you got any prayer requests or anything, Ollie?
Yeah, I mean, just health of my family and, my friends, people I work with. I don't know. I don't think I've ever done a prayer request before, so I don't know the etiquette. So
There is.
If there's
none.
anything going on in your life,
I don't know. I just
or-
don't want it to be like selfish. Is it? I don't know. But my son has cerebral palsy, and I mean it's very mild. It's just limited to some physicality. I just pray that he has a long and healthy life with no problems with any type of deficit. I mean, he's smart as a whip, so it's not. It's all physical, no cognitive. And then right before then, my wife was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, and I want her to also have a long and healthy life, and but that's where usually my mind's at with. And then my daughter, just pray she don't fall off the horse. So that's but yeah, my thought process is always with my wife and my children.
absolutely.
And I mean that's probably most guys, but that's what I mainly think about before anything else.
Yeah. I got a couple. There's one family in our church, the Williams family, Steve and Crystal. I don't know if y'all know them or not.
I know who they are.
Steve's. I mean, they've been big in the Loganville, Walton County community for a while, because he does counseling and stuff, but has helped a lot of people out. But his wife has brain cancer, and they did. I forget what the name of the. I mean, I guess just like brain surgery or whatever. But they actually removed part of her. Was it frontal lobe or?
Depends where it's at.
I can't remember which
You talking
lobe
about
or which part, but they cut
Cerebellum.
a full section of her brain out. But she's still able
frontal lobe affects actions and
when we took a meal to him, I was at she held a full conversation with me and everything still, so which is awesome.
Yeah.
But they're still having to do chemo and stuff, doing different treatments to try and keep the other
Cells
if
around
there
it.
are any other cancer cells at bay, or get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but just keep them in your prayers. And I think since the surgery, she's had a couple of infections, so they've had to like go back in and like cut some other like tissue out.
She's
So
lucky
it's
that it
just-
wasn't too deep to where they couldn't even get to it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So we'll just keep them in your prayers. And then we got a friend from college, Tom and Jesse Price. They've had some like fertility issues. And I think even had some like miscarriages, or maybe just one miscarriage. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, they applied for adoption and got accepted, and there was a mom who was expecting that they got chosen for like to get the baby when it was born. After they found that out, they found out that she got pregnant.
Oh.
And so she's currently, I think she's like around 13, 14 weeks. So just praying for that her pregnancy to go well. But the adopted baby was born a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
But has had some complications and issues. He had, I think it was a tumor on his kidney or something, and they had to go in and like remove the whole kidney.
Oh, wow.
As of right now, surgery went well. Like the baby's doing good. He's doing good, but they're having to do more tests and stuff to make sure, before obviously he goes home. So just pray for that recovery from that surgery and everything. And
All the adoption go through good and all
yeah,
that. They
yeah,
still,
yeah.
That's
So
all
far,
finalized. Good.
Yeah. So far, everything's good on that
Good.
front too. So
Well, that's exciting. That same thing happened to my mom. They told my mom that she couldn't have any kids, and they adopted my brother. Kind of similar situation, but
Yeah.
this was back in the 70s,
yeah.
where it was a coworker of hers that was giving up, didn't want their child, my brother, and my parents adopted him, and then my mom ended up pregnant like a year later
Yeah.
with my brother Mike, and
Yeah.
then I was always told I was the mistake.
Yeah.
Because I was like 8 years later, so
Yeah.
so, but hopefully everything goes well.
You got anything?
Yeah, my grandfather, he's been dealing with some health stuff. He was in the hospital around Thanksgiving. He's back in the hospital now. Just kind of dealing with some stuff. Just pray that we can get him home and get him feeling better, situated.
So my Kylie's friend's older sister, dang it, I can't remember her name now. Her friend's name's Carly, but her older sister, who's a high school senior, had some leg pain a couple months ago, and they went to the doctor and found out it was cancer. And so, like literally the week after, she was on homecoming court. And so
That sucks.
she's been going through chemo and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, they said normally it's a good diagnosis, like that it's curable. Like they usually can get it cured, but still it's not definite. And she still has to go through all the stuff. So now she's a high school senior going through chemo and all that kind of stuff. And so keep their family in your thoughts and prayers. He's the preacher at a church over there off of New Hope Road in Lawrenceville, right near Sugarloaf.
Yeah.
And they're a great family. And so pray for her and their family. Also,
Carly's her sister. You don't know the girl.
Carly is my Kylie's best friend.
Okay.
and
And
her-
it's her older sister.
Can't remember. For
Okay.
some reason, I can't remember her name. Dang it. I can look it up real quick, but
Her name's not Dang It, guys. Don't
yeah.
worry.
So pray for their family. Scott and Amanda are the parents. But just pray for their family. Since I've been on last, my good friend and mentor, Dave Bernal, has passed away. And that was really rough. It happened not long before Thanksgiving, and it sucks. And I've tried to touch base during the holiday season with his family, his wife Amy, his children, and it's really rough on them. You know, I didn't know it was as bad as it was. I didn't realize he's in bad shape as he was. When I saw him, he didn't. You know, he looked like somebody who's going through cancer, but I didn't really know. And then I got a phone call from my brother at work, and it just kind of took me off guard. So pray for his family. He was freaking. I mean, like King, you know. I mean, he just. I mean, a giant of a man. I mean, he was like. I think he's about 6'3", 6'2", but just, I mean, the biggest shoulders I've ever seen on a person. Like, a massive, like, just big dude. And we called him Mr. Incredible because he's just big, you know? And I always called him Big Grizz because he looked like a grizzly bear. He's just I mean, he was incredible fireman. Like, he was there when I found out I passed my EMT because I was online because I was one of the guys that took like 4 times to take it. And I'll never forget, you know, seeing his face when I didn't even know him, you know, he was just my sergeant, and I'd known him for like a month, and like he was just super excited for me, and you know, it's been rough too because like huge Falcons fan, big football fan, and you know, I text with him all year round, but during football season, like we text like religiously, you know, especially when the Falcons are playing, and this year like I didn't get to text him at all, you know. And the other day, man, during the Falcons game where they beat the Rams, like I found myself picking my phone up to text him, and then kept on going like, oh yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
So it's just really, he's just a great man, and losing him and King this year, it's been rough, man. Like especially on the Cherokee guys and all the people that they've influenced, both of them. It is a blessing in a sense that King's wife has been able to sit with Amy, Dave's wife, because we were all stationed together.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the crazy thing about it. We were all together. Like, we were on the same crew together. So they've been able to at least helped, you know, sit with each other and be there with each other. So there's that, his family. My boss is having surgery on his knee coming up. Just pray that goes well. Mike. And then...
So Mike.
Mike Collins.
Mike Collins. What was the name of your buddy that passed? Bernal?
Bernal, yeah.
Bernal. Okay.
And then my other good friend was in a relationship there were some things going on in that relationship. Like, I mean, it was good, but then like his girlfriend has some mental health issues. And then it got ugly, and there were some things going on. I'm not even going to go into it, but they broke up, and you know, there's a lot going on in his life, and a lot of. I'm just praying for peace for him because he thought he was going to marry this girl. You know, he really loved her, and he still does. But it's been kind of like hard for him to. Anyway, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So just pray for peace because. It's a big step in a different direction now, and I feel like, you know, he's got a lot on his mind. He's going through a lot. So, and he's one of my best friends. I've known him for over 20 years, and he's so good to my kids, man. Like, you know, he's a really good guy, and I just feel bad that he's going through this. So, pray for him. And then my other friend with cancer. I called her Matilda, but her name's Melinda. Just pray that, you know, her cancer goes well and stuff, because she's the other one that I've been praying for a while. So, but
Where is she at? Is she at? Where she she live at?
so they have a house up here, but they also have a house down in Florida now.
Okay.
Because a lot of her, they live in Florida, but then her doctors are up here, so they have to come back
I
up
gotcha.
here. You know, so they're back and forth a lot. But yeah, but her husband retired, I guess it might have been a couple of years now. So at least like they're able to spend time together and everything. And, but yeah, I meant to reach out to her because I talked to her at Christmas for a little bit. But I noticed in a picture she had hair. So I meant to talk to her about that.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, still praying for you. Love her. I met her on a missions trip.
Okay.
And
I was gonna ask how you. I didn't know if it was from work or from.
she used to go to
Okay.
church
Okay.
dang it, just forgot where I used to go.
Victory.
No,
I don't know.
no,
Greystone?
Greystone, and we went on a missions trip like 3 times together. And her and I, she's hilarious. She's great. And so her and I just hit it off. And then one time she got sick, so like she calls me her big brother, and because I took care of her and held her bag for her and walked her to the bathroom because she was hurting so bad, like, and she was about to get on a plane and all that stuff. It was funny, but yeah, she's. I just pray that the Lord rids it of her body,
For sure.
She's a great soul.
For sure.
So there you go. I'm pretty sure that's it.
I do have kind of a selfish one, but January 12th. What did you say that date was? Your anniversary or your?
Yeah, my 17 years in the fire service.
Yeah. So January 12th, I'm going to canine school. Whoop, whoop.
You getting
Nice.
a dog?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm super excited, but it's got like minimum 6 weeks, and it's in Alabama. So just I'll be able to come home on the weekends, but
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
still
Dude, that's been a great, man.
yeah.
You've been
I
trying
mean,
to
I'm
do
excited,
it for a while now.
but at the same time, I know it's going to be a little bit of a stressful time with
Oh
me,
yeah,
with
well,
myself
for
and the
Kelsey,
family.
we might need to pray for Kelsey
yeah,
more than you.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. It'll be hard for me to be away from them.
Oh, trust me, I know. Yeah,
so,
it's
but it's
rough.
just so praying that it goes well, but also for the stress factor and all that to, like you said, like peace and just for it to go as smooth as it can.
Well, if she needs anything, just let us know.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Do we have any praises?
I mean, that kind of is a praise
I know.
because I've been praying about that for a long time. If that was the right thing to do or not, or if it was going to happen or not, and I'm glad I got an answer. Regardless. So
Yeah,
That's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
yeah. We I always tell the kids when we're doing the kids grove or whatever, and they'll sit there. They'll do like thumbs up, thumbs down,
yeah,
kind of icebreaker, and you'll have some kids go, I don't have a thumbs up. And so I make the kids, like, I tell them, like, look, you don't have to have a thumbs down, but you have to have a thumbs up. Because the fact that you're sitting on that couch, that you were able to get to church today, or you can breathe, there's always a thumbs up.
right.
So now they know if, like, Meg and I are in there, they go, one kid last week goes, yeah, I don't have a thumb. I'm here. And it was funny because he caught himself, but yeah, I mean, there's always praises too. So
yeah, for sure,
Absolutely.
for sure.
all right,
Ready to do this thing?
We'll close this out.
Yes, sir. Heavenly Father, thank you for this time. Thank you for this time for us to come together and to talk about you and talk about all the wonderful things that are going on in our lives and the stories that we can tell to share your glory. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for your love. And Lord, we also want to come to you and bring some prayer to you about some folks that are hurting and that need you. Lord, just always be with Ollie's family, especially his wife and his son. Continue to bless their health, Lord. Keep them close. Lord, be with the Williams family, help them through this difficult time. Be with the Price family, help them as well. Lord, continue to be with the Bernal family and help them. I know they're going through such a difficult time. And the Cherokee Fire family, they've had such significant losses. Lord, just help them, keep them close, fill them with peace, and help them through these difficult times. Lord, be with the young lady that's battling cancer now. Lord, just please be with the medical team that's taking care of her. Help them to support her and to take the best care of her. Lord, help her to fight. Help her family to support her and help them through this difficult time as well. Help them to feel your presence through everything. Lord, continue to be with Mike Collins and be with him with his surgery coming up. Lord, we pray that everything goes well with that. Be with Jacob and his family with this wonderful new challenge that he's got coming up. Lord, just be with Kelsey and the kids as Jacob's away and be with him as he's away. And Lord, we pray for safe travels with him back and forth. And God, there's just so many more people. Continue to be with my papa, Lord. Just help him to get home and help him to get onto the road to recovery. And Lord, there's so many that need you, and I know that you know the need, Lord. We just bring it to you, and we ask for your peace and your presence in everyone's life, Lord. Well, God, just thank you so much for everything. Thank you again for this wonderful day and for the opportunity to get together. In Jesus' wonderful almighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I hope I
that was
didn't
a pretty
forget
good-
anybody.
That's a pretty dang good prayer right there, buddy.
Sweet. I was trying to keep up with all the names, and y'all kept adding. I was like, man, I sure hope I don't forget.
Dude, I think you did a great job.
So if I've forgotten somebody,
Did you do that without writing it down?
Yeah, no, he
didn't write it.
normally I would type it on my phone, but Jacob keeps stealing my phone.
You did that all from memory?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hey.
Because I can't even remember your name.
Yeah, I literally like cracked my eye to see if he was reading it off of somewhere because I was
Yeah.
like, dang, he's doing pretty good.
I was like, dang.
But yeah, you did forget one though.
Who? Which one? Oh, Melinda. Bro, my bad. Here, get back in it. Come on. Come on, fellas.
You said young lady, though.
Well, that was
Yeah,
the
you're
young-
good, man. You covered when you say everybody else.
I'm going
good.
to pray for her. God,
Okay.
just please continue to be with Melinda in her battle. Lord, just put your healing hands on her and be with her family. And Lord, just fill them with your presence and your hope and your peace. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
There you go.
I had a feeling I was going to forget
Make
one.
them feel bad.
No.
Well, I thought we talked about that in this episode. That's how we are. Like that's
Man.
part of our issue with society. Normal society is that we give each other a hard time.
Well, shoot, man. That's worth bringing up, though. I believe in the power of prayer.
Absolutely.
That's right.
But well, man, thanks for coming on.
I appreciate
I
it.
told you you'd flow, man.
Yeah, eventually. Like, it was nerve-wracking.
Oh, at the beginning,
I was
you can
nervous.
tell. It is with everybody. But man, once you start talking, you forget the mic's even there, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was. How do you do it?
How you doing? How you doing? I got Dan doing it. He goes, I want my peanut butter. He's
That's awesome.
he's a
We're
trip.
glad to have you, dude.
Well, I appreciate you.
I appreciate your
Thank you so
time, man.
much.
Yeah,
coming
no
on.
problem.
Yeah,
Thank
awesome.
you guys.
Yeah,
I really
super
enjoyed it.
awesome.
Enjoy getting to know you a
episode.
little bit better, for sure.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we've been going to church together for a little bit, but
Yeah, I see you all the time. We don't ever
it's
get to
been
talk.
better. It's been better to
Yeah.
actually talk more than just, hey, how you doing? You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Now we'll talk when we see each other. We
Yeah.
have a little more in common
right.
now. So
Hey.
I've been trying not to talk to him as much, but it don't work out that way.
Nah.
Yeah, just go whatever service Scotty's not at, and you'll run into him.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. I checked. Are you in kids church this week? Yep. Okay, we'll be there. So I don't have to see you.
What you should try to do now is when Jacob's up there playing, you just try to do faces at him and try to get him.
He's dialed in, man. He can't. Can you see anybody?
No,
You can't see any. You can't see the crowd, can you?
no. I mean,
Close.
I can't multitask like that.
Do you sing while you're up there? Like, even though you don't
Sometimes.
have a microphone?
Yeah.
You have a microphone,
No, not microphone.
but you sing.
They ought to slide a mic on you somewhere and hide one.
Yeah.
And then mic you
It's
up.
all out of tune.
Yeah. Dear God. Hey, he said make a joyful noise. It doesn't mean it had to
I
sound
had to be
good.
on pitch.
The best though is like they'll finish the song and they're like, let's hit that next verse 6 more times.
Hey, dude, Ollie, the first couple of services he comes to, he goes, you know what church is really good at? It's really good at taking a 2.5-minute song and making it a 6-minute song.
No, 6. One was like 10 minutes. Oh, we're gonna say that next verse one more time. Like, really?
If you were able to have a discussion, a texting discussion between each other within the end of the song about how long the song is,
Yeah. Yeah.
that verse might have should have stopped a couple.
Or they'll have a 2 or 3 minute song, but then they tag a different song at the end of that
Yeah.
one. And
Yeah.
it turns into a 7.
Yeah, but it rolls good.
Hey, remember what we got into? I got into this with my small group the other day when we were talking about worship, and I was like, since when did worship get regulated to just singing? I was like, we're supposed to be worshiping when we wake up in the morning. I was like,
I'm going to get some funny looks when I start dancing.
yeah, yeah. But that's
Rightfully
what
so.
I was just like, man, I started, like, when they go, let's start worship. I told Megan, I started when I woke up. I don't know about the other heathens. come to church to worship. I worshiped early when I was like, thank you, Lord, for this food. I'm worshiping you. You know? I make a joke about it. But yeah,
All right, man. Well, we're going to get out of here.
absolutely.
I hope
Thank
you
you,
guys
guys.
enjoyed this episode as much as we did. Maybe I can fill you in on some of the inside jokes that we were laughing at earlier. But But we appreciate you guys joining us. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel, man. We're almost at 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Big
Nice.
time in it.
We're almost to 500 on Instagram.
Nice.
And we're
Dang.
almost to 1,000 on Facebook.
What?
So y'all help us out. Share that link. Share the video. Hit that like button. But we're going to get out of here. Peace.